last week on Gleeboot, it was the terribly in poor taste school shooting episode. We found out Ryder was getting catfished by someone, but the person whose pictures they used was actually the chillest person in the universe. And we found out Lord Tubington is racist. And that's what you missed on Gleeboot.
Yeah. So this episode, Ryder's just talking to everyone in the Glee Club, and he does not care that he was catfished by someone in that room, probably.
I actually completely forgot that was a plot line because, that's how Glee rolls. So
yeah. So I love consistency. Glee is so good at it.
Gleeboot.
So, welcome back to Gleeboot, the show where we get drunk and talk about rebooting Glee one episode at a time. I'm Cullen.
Alyssa.
And I'm Hannah.
And we have some very special guests that we are very excited about. We have Andrew and Allison of Gleek of the Week.
Hello!
Oh my God. Hi.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're so happy to have you.
Welcome.
Yeah. I
Thank
wish
you
that
for
we could
having
have
us.
I wish that we could have talked about the school shooting episode, but I feel like this is almost somehow worse.
I will second you on that. So we decided early on, okay, we're going to do this school shooting episode by ourselves because it's a crazy thing that happened.
We don't want to put anyone through that.
So it was it's going to be probably one of the worst episodes to talk about. And then this one happened and I was like, yeah, no, this is somehow much worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just how they bounce back.
Trauma's funny. Traumatized
so
teenagers. It's hilarious.
PTSD is hilarious.
I mean, right out of the gate, literally, here's what you missed on Glee. There was a school shooting and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh.
I know that happened, but still, I feel like it's so weird to reference it in that fast-paced voice. I don't know.
Yeah, it feels very disrespectful. And then they continuously will just randomly drop it in, but it doesn't affect anything. Oh, it's fantastic.
I agree.
So glad you had fun watching.
Yeah, it's the best.
So, you are fellow Glee podcasters. You know what it's like to be cursed with whenever you hear a song to immediately think of the Glee version of that song.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
So we usually ask people what their journey with the show Glee is. I'm sure there's so much content about your journey with the show Glee now. But just a quick summary and a quick explanation of your podcast, because I feel like our listeners would love listening to it. So,
Andrew, do you want this? I feel like I always take it and I'm just like,
Yeah, no, you take it because I can't explain the podcast concisely.
Okay. So the plot of our show, Gleek of the Week podcast, available wherever you get your favorite podcast every Tuesday. Andrew and I are trying to find the best song on Glee. So how we're doing that is we have the Glee bracket, which is full of all 666 songs on Glee. They were
666.
The song of the devil. I knew it.
I feel like I need to explain this further because they make a big clarify because in the final season they did celebrate their 700th number, What the World Needs Now. However, we're only including songs that were performed in an episode that was aired. So no Santa Baby, no I Want You Back,
right.
And also released on iTunes. And with that included, it's only 666, which is cursed to us.
Exactly. So every week we have a new Gleek of the Week guest and we go through 6 songs each episode and have 3 different competitions and decide which songs are going on to the next round of the Glacket. It will take us 4 years.
4 decades, easy, yeah.
Or decades, or just the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. We watch the songs, talk about them. We have no musical talent between the two of us, but such is life.
I mean, we don't know which songs we're pulling, I feel is the important factor. We have no idea what songs we're going to be pulling out of our cups.
Oh,
and so
Amazing.
completely random. And so sometimes it's really stupid song versus stupid song. So it's which stupid song's going through. And then recently we had 2 very top tier great songs that I'm like, it pains us to leave one of them behind, but that's the Glacket.
That's the Glacket.
The nature of it.
And our relationship with Glee as a show, I feel like Andrew and I mean, we both watched it from a very young age, and that's how we met each other. We met each other, and I was in a room, and I was wearing a Darren Criss tour t-shirt, and he came up to me and was like, "Is that a Darren Criss tour t-shirt?" And I said, "Yes." And we've been best friends ever since.
And now here we are on another Glee podcast talking about Glee podcast.
How many hours a week do we spend talking about Glee? Too many.
I mean, it's all therapy at this point. I feel like just to get it all out.
How we cope. You know?
Yeah, and like this episode shows us, PTSD is hilarious.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so funny. Trauma is comedy.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay. And did you take the BuzzFeed quizzes that we sent you?
Yes.
What are your characters?
Andrew, you go first.
Okay, so you sent us 2 quizzes. Which Glee character are you? And then spend a day as a New Direction member. I was Rachel. Hate that for me. But I just feel like I was just like going with the flow. I thought that like I was giving very chill answers. And like when like what was the question? It was like, your other Glee Club member is pregnant and doesn't want to tell that they're faking the boyfriend or whatever. And like my answer was like, tell the truth, like tell them to tell the truth. And I was like, I thought that was good advice. I don't think that's Rachel. I don't think that Rachel, I think Rachel did the exact opposite. She came forward with it and she let Finn know. So yeah, I don't think so. I'm Rachel.
Rachel in the room.
My dad is also a Rachel Berry.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Representation. And my boyfriend, I was okay with this answer. Sam, he has his flaws.
I got Sam as well.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Sam.
Sam.
My boyfriend.
Yeah.
Blaine is mine, but I love Sam too.
We're all dating Sam.
We're all dating Sam.
Sam probably dates the most characters on the show.
Yeah.
He dates everybody. No, he kisses literally every character. Rachel, Quinn, Tina,
Brittany, Mercedes, Santana.
Mercedes, Santana.
All of them.
Vanessa Lenges? No.
Never Vanessa Lenges.
No Sam and Sugar. No Sam and Marley.
But
no Sam and Kitty.
Nurse Penny.
Oh, Nurse Penny, yeah.
Sick.
Oh,
that's sick. My answers, I feel like, Andrew, I picked the same exact answer as you. I told the pregnant Glee Club member to tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
However, I got Quinn Fabray.
Okay.
Which
they have a lot of Quins.
Yeah. A lot of Quins?
Yeah, there are a lot of Quins.
I was answering very friendly, like, oh, if somebody's coming to the Glee Club and someone wants to audition, I'd be like, yes, come on, like, let's sing together.
Yeah.
Not telephone in the bathroom, but in like a cute way. And I got Quinn. I don't identify as a Quinn. I identify more, I mean, my high school persona was Rachel Berry, but in like a different, untalented kind of way. But no, I don't identify with Quinn, but I'll accept it. And I'm dating Sam, and I did love Sam and Quinn together.
Loved. Yeah.
Hi, Suki.
That was good content.
This is my cat.
I love it.
Podcat. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Her name is Suki.
She also dating Sam?
She's a furt shipper according to our social media page.
Whoa! Is she really?
What?
What did you do?
No, this was Hannah.
That was the caption I put on her podcast featurette.
Because whenever we were talking about furt, she was like, meow. And we're like, Suki loves furt content.
Oh, maybe not like a furt shipper, but like a furt content.
Yeah.
Like her?
To clarify, yeah.
Okay.
What if you turned my cat into him?
there people that really ship Furt? Like, there's Furt fan fiction?
I'm sure there is.
Probably.
I read a fan fiction of Puck and what's his face? Not Ryder, the other.
Jake?
Brother?
Good
His
God.
brother.
Why did you read it?
I read it because it didn't say incest, and I was like, oh, I'll start reading this, and then I was like, I started, when you get kind of bored, you scroll ahead, is this going to get interesting? Then I read Puck inserts his throbbing member, and I was like, I didn't need this in my life.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Well, for all you fanfic writers out there, please put the tag incest in your
Yes.
content.
Yep.
Yeah. Please.
Half brother incest.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's sick. Not the worst thing I've read, but you know what?
Somehow.
I feel like this is a safe space to admit that I have read Blaine male pregnancy fan fiction.
Oh, interesting. Very
Yeah,
and
and I did enjoy it. It was very enthralling, and I have a quote from it that I keep in a little box next to my computer.
Wait,
Listen,
do you
I
have the
feel-
quote?
That person needs to become an actual legit author, because if they can make that story really good, they got chops.
You can make me believe that Blaine Anderson has a uterus connected to his anus somehow. And I believe it, and I loved it, and it was good.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out to that writer.
Shout out.
That could be a thing, Omegaverse, the wolf porn stuff became a mainstream genre from fan fiction. And there's actually a whole literature controversy about it.
What
So
are you talking
male
about?
pregnancy fanfic could be the next 50 Shades.
I think so.
There's
There's a
What?
platform there.
What?
Alyssa's mind is blown.
I can't handle it.
Turns into a multi-million-dollar industry with several movies and spin-offs.
This is Shark Tank.
So what are we drinking today?
Guinness.
So I have a bottle of water and also a untouched Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzer that's lemon flavored.
That's sick, because when you and I were together, we had my card seltzer and you didn't like it. So
Wait, no, because it was a different thing. It was a different thing. You don't remember that it was a different thing, and it was.
it was like a cranberry Mike's Harder.
It was
or
really
something.
gross, but I told all of your friends that I really liked it because I didn't want to offend them.
It was a warm beer. You can say that it's just warm beer. It's gross.
No, but this is okay. Yeah, for the
But why
record.
did they make a lemon flavored seltzer when they already have hard lemonade?
Everyone's in the seltzer game these days, Alyssa.
Yeah.
But
Listen.
why a lemon?
I know. What's the difference? If you sippy one and you sippy the other one,
Don't
nothing.
they taste the same? I figured they
One
probably
is
would.
Right?
more lemonade.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
One's
Now you're
more
blowing my
seltzer.
mind, Alyssa.
That's what I'm here to do.
Well, I don't have any alcohol because I forgot that we drink on this podcast. I don't know how I forgot that. So I guess I'm gonna go find something in my fridge.
Yes.
Great.
That's fun.
I love that for you. I want us to place bets on what Hannah's going to come back with.
Oh yeah.
Wine.
Hannah usually
You
has
guys
wine,
know
you're
Hannah
right.
Oh yeah. What are we? Why'd you even suggest this game? They know Hannah.
They know Hannah personally.
90 to 1,
well-
bring back wine.
After knowing her for all of 20 minutes, I'm going to say definitely a Truly, for sure.
I think it's
Ooh.
gonna be a Mark's Hard Lemonade Seltzer lemon flavor.
Lemon. She walks into your frame.
It's like,
Your
this is
seltzer.
good.
Walks back into her frame.
Perfect.
The anticipation is killing me.
I know, I'm kind of scared. I could go into my drink. What's Cullen drinking?
I have some wine for my birthday 2 months ago. It's been refrigerated.
Aged.
Yeah, it's aged. It's in my Sleeping Beauty mug that I got discounted at the Disney store.
Mm.
Ah. Where are you guys located?
Los Angeles.
Yeah, we're in California.
Hannah's in Florida, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Orlando?
Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never heard of it.
I trust Cullen.
That's amazing.
We are literally across the country.
Yeah. So we were doing Zoom recording even before the pandemic. So then when the pandemic hit, we were kind of like, oh, we'll just kind of keep doing what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. I should have invested in Zoom stock.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, instead of male pregnancy.
Instead of the male pregnancy empire that I am going to start. I'm drinking a smoothie. Made it right before this podcast. It is frozen mango, strawberry, peach.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good.
A little bit of yogurt, a little bit of orange juice.
That does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
It's been
And
a while
I did have
since I've had a smoothie.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Jamba.
Jamba.
Is it like, did you actually make it? You made it, right?
I made it. It says Starbucks on the cup, but this is mine.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I feel like making smoothies, like the reason I don't make them is because the cleanup is kind of difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a difficult cleanup. Not
It
hard
is.
to do, but hard to clean.
But hard to clean. There's the rings and the things. Okay.
Wait,
She's back.
she's back. I was about to say.
Oh, yes. I was closest.
Lemon white claw. Oh my god.
Actually, I'm double fisting. I have tangerine and lemon.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
My
Wait,
other
which one are you
option
going to do
was,
first?
lemon.
Okay, obviously. Fit with my brand.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you in the lemon game. I had to go out to the garage, and my only other option was Coors Light, and I was like, no, thank you.
You have a garage now?
Yeah, I'm staying with my mom for right now.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go
All right.
out to her garage.
I thought it was your new apartment, and I was like, your apartment has a garage?
Refreshing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm excited. So who guessed what? I'm curious.
Well, your so-called friends were like, oh, she's going to come back with wine. She's going to come back with mine. Like, we know Hannah.
That is on brand.
And I was like, no, I know Hannah better. And I said, she's going to come back with a Truly.
Very good.
Yeah. I said that you were going to come back with a Mike's Hard Lemonade seltzer lemon flavor.
So you guys are actually the closest.
Yeah, I know.
But no, wine is definitely my usual go-to, but I don't have any here. I need to stock up. Anyway, what are we talking about?
So we're talking about
Smoothies,
but also Glee season 4, episode 19, Sweet Dreams, where they do not sing Sweet Dreams Are Made of This.
But they almost do, and they do mention Annie Lennox. I was right.
Yes.
Weeks ago.
but almost is not there, and I was looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Or like the Beyonce cover of Sweet Dreams. Not the cover, but her rendition of Sweet Dreams or a Beautiful Nightmare.
Yes.
I don't know. That would have been good.
Any of the above, but it was a tease.
Well,
Yeah.
I was really excited for Cullen because dreams is
Are my
his
favorite.
favorite topic. And I could, if you were in that choir room, I know you'd be like, oh, I love dreams.
Me as a Glee
I
character.
can hear it.
Sometimes I have nightmares where I am a Glee character. And it's like, they're always very confusing. I'm always like, who's this random character? Like, oh my gosh, remember the time I was on Glee?
Wait, who is your quiz? Who is your person?
So I have actually never taken the quiz. Hannah and I, like the God complex people we are, assigned everyone in our grad school program a Glee character.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
I was assigned Blaine.
Okay.
Okay.
Alyssa was assigned Rachel, and Hannah was assigned Santana.
Yeah. But we're
Okay.
going to
That's
wait
good.
till the last season to take the quiz to find out how wrong we probably were.
Wait, I
good.
love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Hannah, knowing you as one of my
So
closest
well.
friends,
Yeah.
I really would say you're a Santana. That's good.
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't love that, but then a lot of times, yes, I do.
Yes,
I
I
remember-
am Santana.
In high school, I made the conscious choice. I remember, I don't even know if I've told you this, Allison. There was a day that I made the conscious choice to like center my entire personality around being Santana and being mean. And so then I just like started being like mean to people and like saying like mean things to people that Santana has said, like, you're as sexy as a Cabbage Patch Kid. It's exhausting to look at you. And I said that to someone in high school and I still feel so bad about it.
This is what Glee does to people.
Not good, it's not bad, it's just true.
But do you remember that person's reaction?
I did. It's so sad for that person because I really did shut them down. And I don't know if I shut them down because it was really uncomfortable coming from me and not like Naya Rivera, who really like finessed the performance. But you know, I don't know. I think I did have an impact on them that day. And I feel really sorry, Chelsea.
Chelsea, if you're listening. Shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sweet Dreams. Glee was not Disney's Glee yet, so there is no A Dream Is What Your Heart Makes, no I've Got a Dream, no Once Upon a Dream. That'll all be for the Gleeboot. But we have 3 storylines, unless I'm forgetting one. We have Marley and her terrible original songs. We have Rachel and the Funny Girl audition that they've been talking about for like half the season.
Yep.
And we have Finn deciding to go to college. Yeah.
The thing I have to say about that, just starting off, is I remembered how we complained so much about how unrealistic it was that like Kurt and Rachel had never heard of NIADA until like three days before they graduated and they applied and all this stuff. Like that whole process was so unrealistic. And then all of a sudden Finn is in college. It was like, that boy barely passed high school. How did he get there?
Yeah.
Right.
Where's the money coming from?
And also like what like month is that? Do we even know? Like, is it? I feel like it's like in the middle of a semester too.
Yes, that is the weirdest part.
That's the other thing. It's definitely like even so. It's at least after probably like Easter. So I think it's like spring.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the spring semester.
Right.
It's frustrating.
It makes no sense.
And he's living on campus too. Like I lived on campus, but I went to a mainly commuter school, and I could believe someone like Finn getting into that school and like in the middle of the school year and start like maybe second semester and like commuting, like that all seems like a believable thing. But him suddenly like being in the middle of Animal House.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember like this episode airing, like when it aired live, this was months after the Harlem Shake. Like the Harlem Shake was done at this point.
That's
and they were like,
interesting.
We got to revive this.
It was right in the midst of all of that. No,
because I remember watching
it 7 times in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I remember watching the episode Feud while I was on my junior trip in high school. And that was when Harlem Shake was huge. And like there were kids that we took a junior trip to DC, and there were kids that would do a Harlem Shake in their hotel rooms and everything. And then that was like months before this episode. So yeah. No.
What the heck? Okay.
Embarrassing.
So you guys know I'm the least versed in all types of
pop culture.
Yeah, that
Which
that
is very
word.
Interesting on a podcast for a show that devours pop culture.
I'm a lay person, okay?
Yeah,
I'm here
Alyssa's
for a reason.
Yeah.
Please explain to me what the Harlem Shake is and why Glee was making fun of it in this episode.
I don't think they were making fun of it. I think they were like, oh, that's a thing
Using
kids
it?
do.
Yeah.
Referencing it?
Yeah, it was a viral thing to do where it would just be like a casual thing and they'd go let that on it. And then everybody's like dancing in weird outfits and there's a shit ton of people in one space. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how it started or where it started, but yeah, my high school would do it. Like
it's got the
people
same
would
energy as like Gangnam Style and
Absolutely.
planking. Do you know planking, Alyssa?
No.
Where people would just like lay like a board, stiff as a board, on surfaces.
Yeah.
And take
It was a
photos.
TikTok
I kind of
trend.
remember that.
Before TikTok.
It
It was a TikTok trend before TikTok existed.
Yes.
Right.
That's actually a good way to put it. It's like a TikTok trend before it even happened. Yeah.
And I guess it didn't
Interesting.
dawn on me like the lyrics of the Harlem Shake until this recent rewatch of Sweet Dreams. It literally says, no, like I had my subtitles on, like before like the beat drops, it says, con la terroristas, with the terrorists? Is that what it's saying?
I don't know.
What does it?
Oh,
Con las
no.
terroristas?
Hold on. Harlem.
I'm
Question mark?
This episode has caused some strange Google searches. I had to look up what an octoroon was.
Oh, I found out what that one was.
Oh,
That
so you guys didn't know what that was?
My
No.
favorite thing is it says now offensive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so of course Kitty would say it.
And then Sam like high fives Jake. Like, what the fuck?
So that was actually, I texted Cullen and Alyssa about this episode. Literally in the first like 5 minutes, I was pausing, having a meltdown, taking notes, and literally like that happened. And then Cullen was like, oh yeah, like actually this episode like gets kind of good. And I was like, Cullen, they just used the word octoroon. I do not see how this episode is going to be good.
There's some moments in this episode that are like Glee actually achieving and culminating to something, which is so rare, especially in season 4. No one else is with me. That's okay.
Well, I mean, like,
No.
there's in one of the storylines, there's a beginning, middle, end, and someone learns something, which is, you know, like that is pretty rare for Glee. In one episode to do that, like, all nice, roundly, you know,
Like
wrapped up in a little package. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's a bit, you know,
The more I thought about it, the more I was like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that one aspect of the show, the episode is like, okay, but on the scales of justice, it's not quite making it a just episode for me.
Yeah. And not to be a downer, but this is Finn's last episode.
Yes.
That's what Cullen said, but I didn't realize that. How are they gonna wrap that up? Don't tell me I haven't
They
seen
don't.
it.
Oh.
I think
I
it's better
don't
for her
know.
to know.
I feel as though like this was actually a okay wrap up somehow for Finn. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm standalone with this opinion, but I really enjoyed that he had, you know, primarily scenes with Puck, the scenes with Will, and also that final conversation with Rachel. Like those 3 main characters, I'm like, you hit all of them. I mean, if you threw in a scene with Kurt, that would have been, you know, just
Yeah.
icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But like, I'm glad that in his final episode that he got to, you know, primarily speak with those characters. So
That's true.
I don't know.
Interesting.
That's fair.
I didn't know that was his last episode. And then now looking back at those scenes, weirdly there's a lot of he's going in a direction. There's some wrap up there.
Yeah, it felt weird because I didn't know it was his last episode either, but I knew like it was coming.
Mhm.
It was like, you know, gonna be here soon. And I was like, I wonder if this is it. For no reason except maybe like a weird feeling. I don't know,
Mhm.
but it does have sort of a finality to it.
It's kind of
unintentionally.
haunting when Coach Beast is like, hey, life is short, forgive Finn.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
like, ooh,
Really
Yikes.
crazy.
I will
Yeah.
say though, you know, maybe another unpopular opinion. I wouldn't have enjoyed a Puck Finn college storyline. So like a
Excellent
fight for
point.
your right was not like, I was not fighting for that right to go forward.
no, I agree.
mm-mm.
Going to, I think I said this when we pulled this song on our show and I talked about it. Going to a Midwestern public school like Finn and Puck are, I don't know if that was the right song for that audience, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other songs would have hit at a frat party a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I went to a Midwestern public school as well.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Actually, when this song came out, I was kind of like, what?
I mean, I love the
Make it
Beastie Boys,
stop.
but it doesn't really make sense. I mean, it's outdated for them, and that's kind of Puck and Finn's shtick, as they're quote unquote old souls.
Right.
I had a group of guys from my high school that were obsessed with this song, and they would play this song, at any given opportunity. And it was like I guess they were like popular kids. It was this one really nerdy kid that started off like high school, like freshman, that like rose to like fame because like people thought his Twitter was funny. And then like he made his entire personality Beastie Boys. And he was like, I love Fight for Your Right. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Me being Santana, yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Finn storyline first, because we're kind of already there.
Mm-hmm.
So Finn is in college. He loves it because people are just doing the Harlem Shake all the time. And he goes to his dorm room and his roommate is gone and Puck has moved in, even though he's not
Clearly,
actually a student there.
Not taking classes. And honestly, they didn't even have to tell us his saying, I'm auditing classes. That's how he said it, soft T. I knew that. I knew he didn't get into college.
Yeah. We can fill in the blanks there.
Yeah.
Wait, but can you live at college?
No, you can't.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
But, I mean, I definitely knew some people who had people living in their dorm rooms for like weeks. You know, that's very not allowed, but it happens.
As a former college RA, those people were my nightmare. It's always the boyfriend. It's always some boyfriend, because girlfriends don't want to live in a boy's trashy apartment.
Ew.
These are some stupid gender roles. I'm sorry, but it's always a boyfriend living in a girl's apartment causing like roommate problems. I had to deal with that when I was an RA, and I was like, dude, just like
get out, or I call like the police.
Yeah, like yeah.
I don't think I would be a very good RA. I think I would call the police a lot.
Be like, Alyssa, your whole job is to mediate and to diffuse the situation.
Yeah.
I diffuse the situation by calling the police, so I just have to deal with it.
That's why I was not an RA.
I think the biggest thing that I kept saying, and I texted Cullen and Alyssa, I was like, where are all the RAs? Like, there's just chaos happening in his dorm when he walks in and finds Puck in his room. It's like, is there no security in this building? What is happening?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going out into the hallway as well. They did that entire slip and slide. And also, side note, entire regression of Finn as a character, that bikini tax thing.
Right.
Oh my God.
Assassination of a character.
Oh my God.
Made
We were
no
rooting
sense.
for you. We were all rooting for you.
Exactly.
We were rooting for you.
Yeah, it's, you know, I lived on campus even in the summer, and we like, one time we tried to have like a pool inside and they did not let us do that. So I cannot imagine them doing that in the middle of the school year. Yeah, so Finn is like, he's enjoying college, and then Beast is telling Will, as we mentioned earlier, like, you know, life's too short. I used to fight with my sister Denise, but then when the stuff with Cooter was happening, Denise was really there for me. So, and I'm really glad we got to make up together, like you should make up with Finn. And Will's like, I don't know.
I don't want to be an adult, even though I am one.
Yeah, I don't want to be a professional friend of a 19-year-old child.
Former student.
Former student of mine.
Someone whose brain is not even close to being
Not
fully
fully
developed.
developed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll touch on this in the Marley storyline, but some of the kids are like, you know, Finn let us contribute. And so Will is feeling like, okay, maybe I need to change things up. So he goes to Finn in college, and Finn and Puck are doing this like slip and slide thing. And
He's making grilled cheese with an iron, which I'm pretty sure you also can't have an iron in a dorm.
Oh, you can't. You definitely can't.
Yeah. And I'm like, is Jesus gonna appear on these grilled cheeses?
Why is that such like because I've seen this trope before, making grilled cheese with irons in college. Like, did that used to be a thing when
Paris Hilton
Murphy went to college? Or, was
Paris Hilton makes grilled cheeses with her iron?
So my boyfriend is obsessed with Paris Hilton and has sent me videos because I'm a bad cook. He's like, this is you. And it's like Paris Hilton making like breakfast with like an iron and like grilled cheeses and like eggs. And,
I love that.
That's on brand.
I feel like it's a trope because in college, you're not allowed to have anything where you can cook except a microwave. Like, I don't even have toasters in some places, or Bunsen burners or hot plates. Like, so I think it's just a trope to be like, okay, well, what are these crazy kids going to use to do their cooking?
Yeah.
Basically, it's a system made to rely on the school so much that you're putting so much money into the school that you go into serious debt.
Yeah. Also, if you're living on campus, though, you do typically have a meal plan.
Yeah.
And can go to the cafeteria, which, as a former RA in undergrad and grad school, I miss my cafeterias.
Really?
Hey, these kids are like maybe enrolled, showing up like 3 weeks before the end of the semester. We don't know what the fuck they're doing, what they're paying for at this point.
Yeah, you got paid to have the meal plan.
Yeah, your meals are free.
We didn't,
dude.
Yeah.
Food at BU was a lot better than.
So you don't actually miss the cafeteria. You miss the free food.
Yes.
Okay.
And the BU, Boston University, I won't donate $1989 in honor of Red Taylor's version as you asked me to, BU, but I did enjoy your cafeteria.
That's something BU actually did?
Yes, they called me and I'm like, dude, I'm so broke, I can't give you money. I'm nice because it's like a student. I'm not going to harass them. But I'm just like, yeah, this is what's up. But I'm like, I'm broke. And then they're like, do you want to donate $19.89 in honor of Taylor Swift? And I'm like,
that person had your fucking Instagram or some sort of like file on you pulled up.
They knew. We got Swifty on the line.
We got this basic bitch white boy who loves his Taylor Swift.
Yeah, he's obsessed with spending $19.89. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, it's so funny because my undergrad literally called me like 5 minutes before we started recording. And I have them specifically set to like CSU donors or BU donors. And it came up, I was like, not happening.
No.
Yeah.
Not today. Reach out to me in like 10 years when I'm like established, maybe.
Well, like never, because I already gave you my money.
Yeah,
I paid like $30,000 to go to your school.
You're not schooling and housing me anymore. So I'm not going to give you my money.
No.
So Finn does the whole gross bikini top thing, where he is like, I'm gonna need your bikini tops as tickets. And then as he's like putting them in his pocket, Will comes in and is like, oh, like you're like studying hard. And he's like, I need you to come to my house, tell me how to live.
Finn.
Which would be funnier if he said, I need you to come into my good Christian home and tell me how to live. But that's for the Gleeboot. And Will is like, basically like, I want you to come back. Like, we miss you in the choir room. And Finn's like, no, I got to do my own thing. Which the show kind of frames as him being selfish. But
he's 19.
It's very valid for him to want to go to college and become a teacher.
Well, yeah, I don't understand why this wasn't more of a... Like this seems like a kind of a joke episode where he's going to college and he's not really studying. But the last thing we knew about him was that he actually did want to become a teacher. Yeah. Like, I don't...
True. Yeah.
Why it doesn't line up for me.
Yeah, like what happened off screen to make him be like, oh, actually, I want to major in partying. Like, I don't... Also, like, it's super valid for him to be like, no, I don't want to come back. You treated me like garbage and embarrassed me in front of some of my fellow classmates and then like, these other kids, like,
and I kissed your wife.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Weird for you, bro?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I don't like. I mean, Finn and Will's relationship obviously very, very strange. But I'm just like thinking about like Mr. Schuster driving all the way out to Chicago and like going to like Mike Chang's school and being like, "Hey, Mike Chang, we need you," and Mike Chang just being like, "Fuck off," and it's like, leave me the fuck alone. I don't know. It's just so weird. Leave us alone.
I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Will didn't even have to drive to the University of Lima, as they called it, which does not exist. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Yeah.
But like, he probably just like walked down the street.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we get this scene of Finn and Puck at this frat party singing "Fight for Your Right to Party." It literally, as I'm talking about the scene, I realize that it contributes absolutely nothing to this episode and the storyline.
No.
No. Except
Nothing that will ever be revisited.
all we see is
No.
we enter in on them performing. Finn's at the drum set, Puck is on his guitar, and then these like two bros bring them outside and they're like, "Hey, you're so awesome, you saved our party," which I'm like, okay, cool, I guess. But then they're like, "Join our frat, we won't have to haze you," and I went, "Oh, not a topic to joke about, my friends."
Even though you guys are apparently gay, we won't haze you.
What? So that
I
assumes
mean-
that they're gonna haze them because they're gay. If it
Right.
didn't happen.
Which I did notice that Finn and Puck did not correct.
They didn't correct it. I was like, okay.
So maybe they've been doing some other college experiments.
Yeah.
College
I mean,
experiences.
Puck is wearing one of Mercedes' many fedoras in this scene, and I hated it.
That is some character growth for Finn, though, because in season 1, he would have freaked out if someone thought he was gay.
That's true.
That is
Okay.
true, yeah.
Yeah,
Even if the rest of this episode was a total assassination of his character.
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, Finn is... There, he's in college, he's loving it, but then he's like sleeping through his test. He gets like a pink slip from his sociology professor
hmm
that he missed a test, which I think was a thing in the olden days.
Yeah, what the fuck is a
The
pink slip?
person that wrote this probably went to college 15 or 20 years before this,
Mhm.
because I was in college when he was in college, and if that happened, they would just email you, or they would be like, "I don't fucking care. Like, it's your tuition money
Yeah.
busting down the toilet."
Although, to be fair, I don't have any firsthand experience with pink slips or non-pink slips because I don't think I ever missed a test.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, those did not happen. And
Mm-mm.
yeah.
No.
And Finn's just like, "Oh, I'll just ace the finals for like 60% of my grade." And then Puck is like, "Then you're going to be a crappy teacher." And that actually means something. Like, if you're a crappy high school student, who cares? But if you're a crappy teacher, that's bad. And he's like,
Mhm.
"We are trying to, like, they say that we're stupid and we're fuck ups. We're trying to like make a name for ourselves. I'm working on my screenplay."
Which we never hear about ever again.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here's the
Also-
thing. Sorry. Here's the thing that, like, I understand in movies and television shows that a lot of characters are writers because the people that are writing them are writers. However, with Glee, and it usually lands for me, but with Glee making the writer character Puck,
Makes
I'm
no
like,
sense.
no, this is not what we
As a
needed.
writer, wouldn't you want better representation?
Exactly.
Right.
It's so weird. They were like, okay, I guess we have Puck left. I don't know.
Also,
At least he is sleeping with college girls now instead of Kitty.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
wasn't he still dating Kitty? Like, what happened to that? That was confirmed like 5 or 6 episodes ago.
Maybe he still is.
I think
Season
that
4 is a shit show.
Kitty does say in the next episode, I think she says in the next episode that she's no longer dating Puck.
Convenient.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I also just like, I don't like when they would make Puck the sort of the mouthpiece for morality for the
Right.
storyline. And like, they used to do this a lot with even heavier topics, and it was just very uncomfortable. And I mean, I guess it's good, but all of a sudden they're just like, Puck's like, oh shit, you're missing Tess. Like, no, one of us has to do right. Like, I don't know. It felt really quick.
Yeah, it makes no sense for him in particular. And it never does when he like points out somebody else's flaws.
I mean, except for when Quinn was trying to steal her baby from Shelby.
Right.
True.
That he was valid. He was valid.
Like, stop trying to steal the baby and let me sleep with the mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So then Finn comes back to McKinley. Willow's having like this flashback where he's remembering crowd winning nationals.
That or regional.
That was nationals.
Was nationals?
Yeah, that was nationals that he was he was imagining. Yeah.
He just confirming that he lives vicariously through his students.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No, yeah. Like when Finn walks in, maybe this is like too inappropriate. I'm so sorry if it is. When Finn walks in and he sees Mr. Schuester alone, like remembering nationals, I wanted Finn to be like, Mr. Schuester, why is your penis out? Like literally like reminiscing. Yeah, about like this like Glee Club nationals. Like it is the peak of his life. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just trying to chase that dream again.
It's a dream, sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Dreams true. Oh God.
So yeah, Finn is like, I'll come back. I talked to the dean. I can get college credit. Which
it's like you wouldn't talk to the dean of students. You would talk to like your program manager. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, honestly, it's one of the more believable things Glee has done. So I was like, buy it.
It's true.
Yeah. And he's like, but no more making me do your coffee or your dry cleaning. You know, we're going to be equals. We're going to be partners, and we're going to do this together.
I'm 19 and I'm working on my undergrad, and you're a full-blown teacher with a master's. We're equals.
Does he have a master's degree? He couldn't even speak Spanish.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
He's got a teaching certificate, maybe.
But even that, like, that's right. Like, Shu has way more experience than he does, and he's like, I want to be equal. Like, not equals. Like, you can be peers, and you can, like, an assistant coach doesn't, like, they're not necessarily on super equal terms as, like, the actual coach. They do other tasks to help the coach.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, though, Finn's already a better teacher than Mr. Shu. So,
valid.
Like, I don't know how much experience we want to put into this.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, Finn was the best man in Will's wedding. Like, I can't imagine that this relationship just gets more inappropriate as the show goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they hug and make up.
And then they kiss.
Yeah.
And then Finn gets pregnant.
I wanted to say that this is the end of Finn and Will's inappropriate relationship, but it isn't, because in the quarterback, he black
holding.
What? Oh my God! He gaslights everybody into like he's like, oh, Puck, we know you stole the jacket. And it's like, no, you've been having the jacket the entire time. You're gaslighting everybody in this room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. So it does get weird and obsessive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In about 5 episodes.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then Will brings Finn back, or Will brings Finn back into the classroom, and everyone's so excited that he's back, and they're gonna work on nationals together. And yeah, so that's really the end of Finn's storyline, which for a Glee storyline and for a farewell storyline that they didn't know was gonna be a farewell storyline, pretty good. Yeah.
We
Finn
get the scene with Rachel.
Yeah. He's
That's
working
cute.
towards something that we wanted from Finn. Yeah. So his season 4 arc, he's kind of found where he's going. Yeah.
Army to film school, or is film school before that?
He wanted to go to film school. Like he wanted to be an actor
He wanted
last
to be
season.
the Actors Studio College or something. That's how I called it.
And then the Army, and then Glee Club leader, and then college kid, and then college kid, but also teaching.
Yeah.
Good for him. He really did it all. We love you, Finn.
And he got into all of this because Will tried to say that he had pot on him, conned him into it.
Yep.
Oh God!
No reason any of this happened.
It's because Will was spying on him in the shower.
Yeah. So it started off really creepy, and it's going to end kind of obsessively. It's a perfect arc.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too on brand.
I'm going to miss Finn. For all his problems, he was one of my favorite characters. I think Corey Monteith acted him really well. And despite, as the show went on, Corey Monteith's so looking obviously not like a teenager, his acting was the most like a teenager.
So like when they were like talking with the frat bros, I was like, that's 4 35-year-old men. College. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Finn is probably the most like a teenager after Tina. Tina is the most realistic teenager.
Can't wait to talk about Tina in this episode.
Oh, there's so much. Yeah.
So let's talk about Rachel, because I hate the Marley song, so we're saying.
Agreed.
So Rachel was talking about her dream that is remarkably consistent for this show of playing Fanny Bryce on Broadway, a dream that Leah Michele will not achieve in real life.
R.I.P.
This is sort of haunting. Yeah, watching that.
Yeah. She's like, I want to be Barbara Streisand. I have my Barbara Streisand altar.
On this altar, she talks about how Barbara was dating or was once in cahoots. I don't know what their relationship status was with Justin Trudeau's dad, the former Prime Minister of Canada.
Amazing.
So
and
that means Justin Trudeau almost had Barbara Streisand as a stepmother or something like that. The world is so small.
The world is so small. And the only, in that same like sentence, she talks about Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
James Brolin.
James Brolin.
The only time I have literally ever heard James Brolin's name spoken is in the season 9 episode of Friends, when Rachel is pregnant, but she's trying to keep it a secret. So Phoebe's like, I'm pregnant. And the dad is James Brolin.
Oh my gosh.
And all the other cast members are like, isn't he like married to Barbara Streisand?
Oh my gosh.
And Phoebe's like, he didn't tell me that. I don't know who James Brolin is. I'm assuming he's a good actor. I don't know.
He's the oldest brother of the guy who plays Thanos, who was also in the Goonies.
Is he Josh?
Josh Brolin, yes.
Okay,
I don't think
Thanos.
there's another Brolin, unless I'm just thinking of James Brolin. But yeah.
I think there's another one, but yeah, crazy. Worlds collide. Hello, gorgeous.
Just like thinking of Barbara Streisand being like the first lady of Canada.
It could have been so good. The hats.
So my main thing with Rachel being so into being Fanny Bryce and being Barbara Streisand is that Barbara Streisand has fantastic comedic timing. Rachel does not. Rachel is a purely serious person. I don't think she's ever made a joke on the show. I mean,
her sitcom flopped.
I don't see, like, I see why she's obsessed, but I really don't think that she would actually be the right person for the role because it would be super performative. She hasn't a comedic bone in her body.
Yeah.
In this is the same scene where she's talking about like her past self, and then you see her little 5-year-old self watching a TV, and the 5-year-old is like more serious than the adult version of her.
Right.
She's watching this movie that is like, I mean, there are funny parts to the movie, but like, she's just like stone face.
Yeah.
If you
Not
watch
like-
something when you're 5, I feel like, yeah,
You're somewhat
there's
excited.
expressions.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have expressions,
like-
especially if you like it.
Yeah, like your eyes are wide and stuff. Like there's anything they could have done, but no.
The thing about this voiceover for me was that it was like just like completely unnecessary. I'm just like, we know Rachel, like the entire time that she was like talking, I was like, yeah, we've been watching you for an entire 4 seasons now.
Yeah.
We know that this is what you want to do. Let's move on. It just seemed like so like Rachel just sort of just like regurgitating things that she's already said before. And she's like, yeah, I want to be like Barbara Streisand. I'm like, yeah, hello. We've watched the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
even like
when he sang Yentl while Kurt's dad was in the hospital?
Exactly.
Remind me. Yeah. So also like in the Glee recap, they actually have like a couple shots from the pilot. So it's like
Yeah.
we know this information. It is super pointless.
Yeah.
You sang "Don't Rain on My Parade" like 3 times now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chill.
yeah.
Yeah. You choked and you said pleek.
Like,
Ooh.
Pleek.
Bleak of the week.
So she's at Niata trying to like, I'm gonna rehearse these Barbara songs, and we get so shout out to the meme I made for the social media once of Adina Menzel over Emma Roberts' body with surprise bitch. Thought you saw the last of me. She's back.
Is this new information that we learn? Broadway babies? Is that like it's a new thing we learned this episode?
Yeah.
Sounds terrifying. Fame for toddlers?
Fame for
Absolutely
toddlers. Oh God.
Like the concept of like
cutthroat.
Yeah, the Broadway people need a place for their children to go. Perfect. Oh, but you're training them to be their parents? Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
However, we're getting into Next to Me. I'm assuming we're going to talk about Next to Me. I have beef with Andrew Maguire. I have beef with you.
All right, go ahead.
Because we were just talking about Poker Face.
Love.
And you were like, Poker Face, best Shelby and Rachel duet.
It is.
No, it's not.
Wait,
Next to Me is.
Can we gauge the audience?
I'm gonna have to say that I hate Poker Face with every part of my being, and you can listen to the episode in which we talk about it. But that is way better than this cover.
What?
Oh.
Yes.
Wow.
I actually like Poker Face.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is
it's
nobody
good.
going to be with me on this?
No, I agree with you.
Okay.
It's you and I against the world.
Thank you.
I did not like this at all.
Really?
It felt so performative. Like we're like Poker Face, there was actually something interesting happening with their relationship.
Yes.
This was like Shelby's literally like, we're Facebook friends, Rachel. I'm like, so you guys don't talk. Cool.
No. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm not here for the storyline. I could give a shit about Broadway babies. But the song is so good. Like I want to listen to that song so often. It's such a good like the original is so fucking amazing. This is a good cover for their voices. It hits. Andrew, you're wrong.
Yeah, no, this doesn't. I think this might be the worst Rachel Shelby duet for me. I mean, like it's still like literally. I've said this before. Idina Menzel and Leah Michelle could sing a song where they go poo poo pee pee, and it would still chart. I've said this on record. However, like literally, like this does nothing for me. Context, which I know you're not a context queen. The context for this is like literally like Idina Menzel's like, well, any opportunity to sing next to you. I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm just like literally they ham it in. I don't like it. Poker Face at least had something substantial to do with the plot.
Yeah.
But it was a bad cover.
I thought they did something fun with the song that was different from the original.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work. That song's not supposed to sound like that.
No, I love the cover.
Original and not.
I think the best Idina and Shelby and Rachel duet is the one they sang from Les Mis.
I Dreamed a Dream.
That one gives me chills.
It's good.
What about Somewhere? They do Somewhere together, right?
They do, yeah. That's a good one too. I like that one.
They both have really good voices.
But here, I guess I'm just gonna say is I don't really like them doing things together, mostly because of context.
Okay.
But if I heard this cover out of context, I still wouldn't like it. I also would not like Poker Face. I'm sorry.
Listen, at the end of the day, I mean, this is like slim pickings for best song of the episode. And I'm sorry if I'm like putting the cart before the horse right now. This is still the best song of the episode.
It is. That's what I was about to say.
But
this Fight for Your Right and 2 Marley shits. Yeah.
Oh, and then Leah Michelle doing Don't Stop Believing.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like, I'm gonna say, as an appearance of Shelby the character, this was her least problematic appearance.
It's
Yeah,
true.
because it came out of
Right.
nowhere. It has no impact on anything.
Mm-mm.
So I guess that's a big pro.
And she
Yeah.
doesn't
Problematic.
finish this appearance with, actually, Rachel, I don't want to be in your life anymore.
Right.
Yeah, she comes in and she's like, "Hey, we're friends. I moved to New York. I'm proud of you. You reminded me that I'm an old hag at 35, however old Idina Menzel was. 'Cause,
Yeah.
then I can't play this anymore." And I'm like, they would cast Idina Menzel as funny girl now.
Yeah,
Um,
it still would.
So like, it's fine. Like, but she's like, "Oh, you shouldn't do Barbara," which I think is correct.
Absolutely.
She's so right. That is correct audition advice. You never, unless you're doing community theater, Fiddler on the Roof, and they asked you to sing a song from Fiddler on the Roof, and then they switched it to Annie. This didn't happen to me. They like don't sing the song from the show you're gonna be in. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
That's
That's
something she should know.
yeah.
Right.
I don't. But then she's also never been in a show except for high school production, so she doesn't know anything.
It's true.
Yeah.
She didn't get the glass menagerie,
Also,
so.
how did Idina Menzel get into this school? Why can just people walk into school? We just had a school shooter episode last week.
It's true.
It's so true. It's so true. Mr.
kind of
Schuster
messages
and
are they
also
sending?
Shelby. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So, but Shelby walks in, sings the song, walks out. They talk about she has a Broadway daycare.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that the last we see Shelby in the show? I'm not sure, but I think
Hopefully.
so.
Wait, can I tell you?
Yeah.
It is. It is the last. It's Shelby's last episode and also Finn's last episode.
Oh my God.
Okay, but the thing to me, I mean, like, Shelby gives the same advice that Finn later
Also
gives
did.
Rachel.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did we get this same scene twice? It just feels as though Idina Menzel was like, I'm available for like 2 hours. I'm in town. Like, do you want anything? And they're like, okay, yeah, I guess so. And then they have her come in and they do this song, and then she's just out for the rest of the series. I don't know. It wasn't necessary for me.
I love that. I love the idea that she just like calls up and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in town. Do you need anything?" They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we could throw something together."
Yeah.
Or she was like, "Hey, I'm in town. I don't want my last storyline in Glee to be the fact that I slept with Puck.
Totally.
Can I have something
Ooh.
else?"
Yeah, that's valid.
Wait.
Palby. Remember when we were talking about Palby on this podcast?
Helby. I feel like, okay, honestly, this would have came like way out of left field. However, I feel as though it would have been much better use of Idina Menzel's time if they shot a scene with Idina Menzel and Diana Agron where Idina Menzel checks in on Quinn instead of Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel doesn't need it. Quinn needs it. The way they left off, I'm just like, they still need to resolve some things, I feel.
True.
But I don't
Yeah.
know.
But we haven't seen Quinn in a hot minute.
Oh, yeah,
the
Quinn's-
hottest minute
Quinn's gone.
since Thanksgiving. That was
Yeah.
like 6, 7 episodes ago.
He was at the wedding.
Oh, yeah,
that's
she's at the
right.
wedding when she slept with
Yeah.
Santana. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Wow.
Quinn
How
is
about
one
that?
of the most I hate to say this, but one of the more well-adjusted characters in that she's not constantly coming back to high school.
That's true.
And when she is back in high school, it's like, oh, I'm here for a wedding. I'm here for Thanksgiving. Like legitimate reasons why someone would be back.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay, so Rachel then calls Finn about the audition, and Finn is trying to figure out how to plug in a laptop. Like, he doesn't know how.
How did that man get into college?
We don't know.
And then he answers, and he's all nervous, and they're talking about like her Funny Girl audition, and he's like, gonna do great, but you want to do something that comes from the heart, shows your passion, shows who you are. Like, you're gonna wow the judges, but you gotta, speak from the heart. And Rachel's like, thank you. Like, that's what I need to hear. And she's like, why don't you stay longer next time you're in town? Like, he's like, oh, I thought you'd want to yell at me for what I did, which is assault Brody. Right. And she's like, no, like, thank you for like doing that. And like, I wish you had stayed longer.
Punching like my partner.
Yeah. And he's like, my hand still hurts. His face has sharp edges. I was like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
This whole phone call, Finn, Rachel literally asks, so how's college? And he's like, well, and she's like, okay, so my Funny Girl audition is this week.
Yeah.
Which is so true to character, though. That is
so accurate.
Yeah. So my Funny Girl audition's coming up, and he's like, oh no, I think you should do something classical. And she's like, you want me to do Don't Stop Believing? And he's like, yeah, do Don't Stop Believing.
I don't want you to tell me anything new. I just want you to confirm what I want to do is a good idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
So Rachel goes into the audition and she sings Don't Stop Believing. We see an opera singer before her. This is what happens when you get a cow call for Funny Girl. And then I'm like, there would be multiple auditions, but okay.
Yeah.
She gets up there, she sings Funny Girl, or not Funny Girl, she sings Don't Stop Believing, and you get these not flashbacks, but visions of Kurt, Mercedes, speaking of characters we haven't seen in a hot minute, Tina, Artie, and Finn all kind of sing with her, and they're kind of doing their original Don't Stop Believing performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine being Amber Riley and then calling her for like the first time in months and being like, hey, so we have like a great spot for you. She's like, okay, awesome, what is it? You're gonna be background to Rachel doing an exact scene you've done before. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Cool. You're so paying me, right?
She's like, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, God. I have so many thoughts about this.
Okay, give me your thoughts, because I have thoughts too. You go first.
Like literally, I don't know. At the end of the performance, obviously, like the camera wides out. They're not there. It's all a vision. And then like one of the producers like stands up and is like,
what was going
Rachel, something happened to you up there. And I'm like thinking like it would have been so hilarious.
Too?
It would have been so hilarious if like Rachel like mimicked, like she was like acting out an entire like scene between everybody. And she's like, Mercedes, you were sharp. Tina, what are you even doing here? Marty, please watch your choreo. Just like completely alone in front of the producers. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think it's hilarious. It's a hilarious number to me for all the wrong reasons.
So like, if we're going with a logic that, yes, she was having this sort of vision, that means she was like looking off nowhere.
Right. Hallucinating.
That's where that guy was like, are you okay?
Right.
Do we need to take you somewhere?
Yeah. I think that's what he meant. And then that answer, they were like, I mean, I guess we'll give the crazy girl a call back.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And she's just like, I wouldn't be where I am right now without the gay, the black, the Asian. So
that's exactly what Beanie Feldstein said when she auditioned.
Terrific.
Yeah, these friends that she treats like garbage and barely talks to.
I don't even think Rachel has Tina's number saved.
No, definitely not.
Hot take though, I liked this.
Okay.
I enjoyed this.
As we all know, I'm a basic bitch. I'm easily pleased. And I thought this was a great culmination of what they set up in the pilot. This is Rachel's dream, and the Glee Club is what got her to like working towards her dream, and like the support from her friends. Does the narrative of the show Leah Michelle's character relying on her friends? Not really. Would it in a better show, and would this work better in a show that did that? Yes, that's for the Gleeboot. Mm-hmm. But like this scene shows like a culmination of an arc, and like the past work of all the seasons kind of like leading up to this. And like it didn't make me like emotional, but like I felt emotions. I was like, yeah, I think if she was to do a song for Funny Girl, this is what she should do, because I know they're going to cover Don't Stop Believing at least one more time. And I think this was a better choice for when they cover it.
I feel like that song.
Do it again.
They do it one more time. Well, I mean, they do it really like 2 more times, but they just like re-show the pilot version in the penultimate episode. So
I agree with you, Cullen, in that this scene, like they made an effort to try and do something that called back to the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't think that this would have gone down as a really good audition song. Especially with the like middle part of the song just being piano.
I was gonna say something very similar.
Oh yeah.
That's what gets me, is that I think I agree with Cullen. I felt emotions because in, you know, as a fantasy sequence, it makes sense. It is a culmination, but in the realism of the scene, that guy was asking if she was okay.
Right.
Because she was singing to piano, and I feel like it really wouldn't. It would sound very anemic.
That song is not meant for one person, and it's not meant for one person and a piano. It's just not. It's not a good audition song, especially for something this big.
Yeah, because we're hearing it and we get sort of the fullness with even the harmonies.
Da.
Exactly.
So like it would be really anemic unless I kind of wish that we had just seen her sing it on her own and see if they could make it into something.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believing, in parentheses, Rachel's version.
Rachel's version.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if they were able to do something like that, that would be cool. I think that would be a better execution.
I feel like that's literally what it's called on iTunes, Rachel's version.
Rachel's version. It might be.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift stole that. Start the beef.
Oh, it's called Rachel's solo audition version. So
interesting.
They add some words in there.
Don't Stop Believing 10-minute long version.
It makes me wonder if like they tried to do that and then realized it sucked, and then they're like, let's put in the hallucination.
Yeah, they're like, we have to. This is the crux of this episode. And her arc.
We already paid Mercedes. She has to be in the episode.
So then Rachel is like waiting, and Kurt is making cookies, and they're talking about Broadway babies or whatever. And Kurt's like, you know, maybe no news is good news. And Rachel's like, maybe you would have heard. And then she gets the phone call, and then she answers it, and she's like, yes, oh my gosh. And then she like puts on a sad face. Yeah. And she's like, that was the producer. I got a call back for Funny Girl. And then they freak out together.
I was hoping that she wasn't going to get a call back, but that was just like, oh, I wonder what that would be like. But I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's just a callback. She still has to prove herself.
Yeah. Rachel gets everything she wants, even things you didn't know she wanted, like Whoopi Goldberg's as Carmen Thibodeau's winter showcase.
Right.
What the fuck?
That happened.
This scene, I caught something new with this scene that I absolutely love. When she picks up the phone, she is not on a phone call. She is like, you can see her home screen, and she is absolutely not on a phone call. And so in my head, it's canon that it's like she's just gaslighting Kurt, and she's like, "Oh my god."
She already knew. She already knew like yesterday.
Yeah. And then like Kurt witnesses her doing it to like Santana or something.
Yes. It's like, what?
Wait, you're just doing this with everybody?
Yeah, she originally got the phone call like while she was like on the toilet or something.
Right.
Yeah. Is Santana in their apartment at this point?
She is,
Technically, yes.
but she's bartending at the Coyote Ugly bar downtown.
She's like living with like Lena Dunham at this point. Is that true?
She threatened that once, but she is living with Kachel.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. She's got an Emmy, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So Rachel gets what she wants. Also, the other thing that I hate about like people doing phone calls in TV shows and movies is they never say goodbye. And they never have that.
They just hang up.
Yeah, it's like when she was talking to Finn, she's like, okay, thanks. and I was like, you're not going to be like no, you hang up first, or like something stupid like that. It's like goodbye.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
So weird. But anyway, suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. All right. I drank a whole thing of wine, so I'm going to be back to talk about Marley. And
good.
He's actually going to run away from the house, and we have to take up that podcast.
Yeah.
We have to talk about Marley. We're forced to.
Wait, you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I did look up the Harlem Shake thing.
Yes.
And of course, like I had to go to Google Translate, and you're right. It is like with the terrorists.
It's with the terrorists. Yeah.
So.
Weird.
And why that
right after a school shooting episode.
Yeah, why that's in, I don't understand.
So gross. It's so gross.
What happened?
Suki was hunting a cricket, and I had to kill it, but now it's stuck on the back of my folder. It's like still
She's
twitching.
a good hunter.
All fur checkers are good hunters.
She once brought Alyssa like a dead mouse when she was living in Boston.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's really concerned about Alyssa's eating. She's like, you don't hunt for yourself. You need
How are you eating food? How are you staying alive? I need to give you this mouse.
Exactly. So when did you guys start your podcast?
We just
March?
started in March, early March.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we both picked really good times to do a Glee podcast after the show's been out for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Very relevant.
Yeah. So Marley referenced in the school shooting episode, I don't think we talked about this in our episode, that she had, because who cared, that she had a thing of songs that she wrote.
Okay, I don't think we mentioned that because I just edited it.
Yeah, I just listened to it today. Yeah, we did not mention that. She writes songs.
I don't think we thought that was going to go. Poor Marley.
No, I love that. That might be my favorite part of the entire episode is that like it's like Artie, like the camera in her face, and she's like, I wrote these songs and they're actually really good. They're in a drawer.
Yes,
Check
I
them
love
out.
that. And crying at the same time because she's in a situation.
Yeah. And she's like, so I'm gonna take them out and they're gonna see the light of day. Everyone's acting weird because of the shooting. Everyone seems like off, and Brittany's being pressured by MIT, and Tina is starting to dress steampunk, which I loved and I wish would continue.
Honestly, it was so good. It was so good. I loved it.
Was so stunned, but then it brought me back to how she started off really goth, and then she got into like go-go girl type 60s 70s dress
Hung up.
and I loved it. And then she went back to steampunk, and I was like, I didn't. Also, wasn't steampunk was it a thing then? Because I know there was a resurgence of steampunk my senior year of high school, but I don't know if it was still relevant in this time.
I think there was always a corner of the internet that was
True.
Oh, there still
living
is.
Yeah. There's always been a corner of the internet that's talking about.
I remember they were really popular like my freshman year of high school or college. But I guess this would have been my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe they were relevant on that.
Yeah.
Oh God, if they were to do a steampunk draft song, oh my God, or a steam-powered draft, I don't know what they're called.
And so they talk about, we're going to talk about this with the Marley stuff. It's very tangentially related, that there's a new Cheerios coach and Tina cannot remember if she is on the Cheerios or not.
Right. I had a problem with this. Yeah, because I'm like, I hate when Glee does this where they're like, they are poking fun of like the fact that they don't even know what's happening. Yeah. And so they're having the characters say it and it's like, then stop doing that. Like Tina, is Tina on the Cheerios or not? Just tell us.
Yeah, and
be better.
If she is or isn't, just don't even mention it and just let her wear her steampunk outfits. Like, we're gonna forget just like you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Sam is pretending he has a twin brother from Australia, Evan Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like right before that, Brittany's talking to Tina about MIT wants her to study string theory or something.
String theory.
And she says something.
I'm not good at crafts.
I'm not good at crafts.
And then Tina was like, I don't know what Tina said, but their conversation was just, and Marley was just like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Hi, I wrote songs.
Also, the logic of that like instead of going to the Glee Club to have them sing them, why don't you work on it, do the music, and maybe record yourself before just handing someone sheet music?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be better. Work out.
That is called Olivia Rodrigo's storyline in high school, the musical, the series.
I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really wish they had taken the Sam Evans, Evan Evans, and like at the end of the episode, have them like both run into each other. So it reveals that he's not actually crazy and he's like actually real.
Oh, I would have loved that. Yes.
That would have been good.
That is consistent with Sam's backstory in that it is never consistent.
Also,
Sam is just our sexy teen boy who's just there.
Who we're all dating.
We're all dating. We're not sure where his parents live at the moment. We're not sure where he's living.
Oh my God.
He is wearing a shirt where you can very much see his nipples.
Okay.
Thank God.
And as someone who saw Court Overstreet in person in concert, he does do that.
So, he puts his nipples out?
His shirt, I just remember being like, I can very much, nipple.
You can make it out.
Yeah.
They're pointy?
Yeah, nipple.
I don't remember that. I was at the same show.
Well, I think you guys had different priorities.
Yeah. So it's kind of like everyone's acting weird, but it's like comedy trauma, which is the more I didn't notice it at first, but then I was thinking about it later and I was like, that's in really poor taste.
Yeah, no, like Marley has like a line where it's like they have PTSD or something. And I'm like, no, Marley, they do have PTSD.
They do. There was a gun at their school, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, that and also like, I think I wrote, what did I say? Like, why didn't they have a peanut butter share circle after the school shooting like they did when Krofsky tried to kill himself?
Exactly.
That's what I didn't understand.
Yeah.
And I actually thought, like, Shu being such a Grinch, that's what I called him, he was such a Grinch this episode because he was also having PTSD, but that's never really brought up. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been interesting to see, like, him realizing this might be an effect of last week.
He's reverting.
But, like,
wasn't Emma at school when that happened?
I don't know where Emma is. Will is keeping her somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma is like fully MIA for the rest of the series. She'll like pop in like maybe 3 more times. I'm so sorry.
That's so
my
crazy.
goodness.
Yeah.
She sang that Stephen Sondheim song at her wedding and she's like, we out.
Getting married today. Bye.
So Well, so not Emma, Marley comes in and she sees Unique taking birth control pills,
right,
for the hormones. Another issue that Glee is just going to throw in there casually and not fully address.
Yeah, because Marley's like, you cannot take these, and Unique's like, all the other trans kids are doing it, and it's like, oh, but there's like so many things that have to be considered before you do that, and like the way you do that, and then I'm like, Glee. Oh, we're moving on. Cool.
We're moving on.
No,
Moving on.
That was,
Sprinkle that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not resolved. So like, if a trans kid watches Glee and like, I mean, obviously like children are smart, but also like some might be like, oh, I didn't realize that could be a thing.
Children are smart is a very large generalization.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in general, they don't always go with things that happen in the media they consume, like Glee. But something that is trying to be relevant in terms of gender and sexuality issues, like Glee tries to be. I feel like that was just like a dangerous thing to drop in there and then just...
And
like
move on to
physically dangerous.
Yeah, physically dangerous. Then move on to a joke of I rub my breast with wild yams.
Yes.
Yeah. And then also like having Unique pull out like a breast thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna need one of these. Mr. Schuster saying, Unique, quit it with the whole boob thing.
Not an appropriate thing to say to children.
No.
I was like, okay.
We're just throwing in some transphobia in there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's a fucking nightmare.
God.
Because he decides that they're like, we need to take the dream theme literally. We're gonna do Dreamweaver, sweet dreams are made of this, and making my dreams come true. And everyone isn't really thrilled. They're like, Finn let us choose our songs, and he's like, no, this is what we gotta do. And Marley's like, couldn't we do like original songs like we did a couple years ago? And Will is like, yeah.
And like personally, he also right after she goes like, can we do original songs? He's like, no. And then and then he's like, the reason we're even in this competition is because of a technicality. And I feel like that's a slight at the fact that she passed out.
Fainted.
Yeah. Like that's like a slight at like she had an eating disorder. And we've already talked about how that technicality wouldn't necessarily be a thing. Like they would have been fine. But like it felt really uncomfortable. And then he goes through like Blaine and everyone.
Well, because first they have a meeting where Blaine's like, these songs are all too old. We need to do something more relevant.
And
like, wow, this Dreams Taylor's version.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then he also says, didn't he remember that we did Making My Dreams Come True in a
last
mashup?
year?
And I was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe Glee remembered that.
Yeah, that was very
I
impressive.
can't believe the show remembered something they actually did.
And then like Artie and Tina, like they have like that like a aha moment to each other when Blaine says that, and I'm like, they would have that because they were there, and I'm like, wow, that's so impressive.
I like to think that it's Jenna Ushkowitz and Kevin McHale remembering that they did that.
Like,
That was not scripted or directed. I was just like,
I forgot about that.
They just had the camera on them for another angle, and they caught them going.
Ooh.
yeah.
With this scene, Kitty like sort of just shuts down. Like she theorizes about all like the original song ideas that Marley would potentially have. But,
None about your fat mom.
right.
None about an eating disorder, and none about loving. Oh, it's loving different things. Loving your fat mom. Loving
The
puking, and then loving an octoroon.
Yeah. And I'm like, you just watched the previous episode recently.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty made some progress in the previous episode. Like she apologized during the
Yeah.
shooting.
She was, and she also has just been like actually becoming friends, because she also was there to defend Unique a couple weeks ago too, when Ryder was being an asshole.
Yeah.
So, and then she has to like throw out this super racist term.
Yeah.
I just was like, that's also, I can't believe she even knew that word, because I didn't know that word until I was in college, because I was
I didn't know that word until
I was in a critical
Yes.
race studies class when I heard it. So like, I was like, how Oh, probably because her parents are super racist. Got it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kitty. Go ahead, Allison.
I just wanted to say, I really think Marley should just shut the fuck up all the time. Can't stand her character. I'm sorry. But isn't she like on everybody's shit list still? Or did everybody just like forgive her that since they found the technicality?
I think that,
yeah.
and then also no one has been like, hey, are you okay? Are you going to like your therapy? Like how are you doing? No one gives a fuck that she has an eating disorder.
Except
but you
Kitty.
and I are on the same page because I don't like Marley either.
No, can't stand her.
I want to like her. Like I know she's supposed to be the character I'm supposed to root for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about any of the new people. I really don't.
Right.
Wait, so riddle me this, Hannah. Who are you rooting for in this show?
I'm rooting for the very final time I hear dum 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 dum.
Good.
If I had to
Yes.
pick a character to root for, honestly, it would probably be someone like Blaine or Sam. They're a
Okay.
weird person. They don't really have a lot of times when they're giant assholes. They seem to be okay people. And like, I don't know. Like those are the only people that I care about Brittany too. And I care about Tina. I care about the OG people that I've known for a while. These other kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Their drama's
Who cares?
interesting.
I don't care.
I don't have history with them.
I don't hate Marley. I thought I was going to hate Marley, and then I was like, she's not that bad. In this episode, though, I was like, she made me think of like someone pretending to be Kristen Stewart in Twilight. Like, just like,
Yes.
oh my God, she had Radio Rebel Debbie Ryan energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just like,
yes.
oh my gosh, I'm pulling my hair back because I'm shy.
This is why the Eternals flopped. Is they at the beginning of season 4? This is a stretch. At the beginning of season 4, they're like, "Hey, here are all the characters you loved. Guess what? They're not going to be here at the time anymore. Here's 10 new things to think about and care about. You need to care about them right now. Here you go."
Yes, they don't give us any time. Like their drama starts right away, which I guess like makes sense. That's their life. But I'm also like, I don't care what's happening with Blaine and Sam and Brittany and Tina. Like
Exactly.
Artie.
Exactly.
Artie is actually my Glee boyfriend, and I actually hate him a lot. But, like people that have been there a long time, like I have history with them. Like I want to care about them, and to a certain extent, I do. But I don't care about Marley's songs. And then after hearing that first one, I was like, "Oh, girl, you need to give up."
Yeah.
Sorry, give up on your.
Imagine a season 4 where Tina was the new Rachel.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that be perfect? Because
I want it.
there was a whole episode in which that was supposed to be like her role going forward.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen.
Tina's just not white enough.
You're right. She got highlights for nothing.
It's like, I could say, oh, this is me being like a woke jokester, but like is legitimately like what I think happened in that they were like, we need a white girl at the center.
No, they've just like wanted to continue having Tina as the butt end of the joke. And they wanted someone in that choir room that it's like, oh, like who can we just like rely on as a gag at the end of the joke? And it's like, okay, we have Tina, so let's do that. You know, it's like a joke.
Asian
she doesn't do anything.
Joke a couple weeks ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think like also. So this actually brings me back to last week's episode and this episode. Where's Dreads? Where's Joe? Where's Sugar?
Okay. Don't do this. Sugar Mata, I stand by. She is the best character in this series, and it is truly devastating that we didn't get to see Sugar Mata during a school shooting. I'm so sorry. I would have loved to have seen it.
I'm not gonna disagree with you because you know what?
It would have been great if
you went there. I'm gonna go there too. I guess.
If she was just like the whole time, shut the fuck up, I don't want to die, Artie. Stop filming.
No, Sugar and Joe, they are not here. So do you not want spoilers? I'm so sorry if you don't. Like,
Crystal typically doesn't.
okay.
I don't.
But she'll forget too. So it's
She'll-
okay.
It's true. My memory is a sieve.
Sugar and Joe do come back eventually.
Eventually.
Just don't hold your breath.
But it's just like the inconsistencies really lend to that whole thing of like, well, who am I supposed to care about? Well, maybe I could have cared about Joe because he had history with Quinn, and so I know him from that. But then they did nothing with his character, so it's like, I guess I have to like Jarly or Jider or Rarley.
I'm so glad Ryder did not have anything to say this episode.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah,
Really
that was
loved that
weird.
for him.
I don't like him. I don't like Jake.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
I know. I liked Jarly. If I had to like anything, I liked. Wait, Ryder, and Marley.
Yeah, Marley. Yeah.
I liked them together. When it gets to the catfish, that's too much for me. I've checked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ryder does a lot. There is a scene toward the end of this episode where I forget what, I guess they're excited about Finn coming back or something, but this is something fun to watch, like a Blake Jenner watch. As you watch this series, he does the most things with his body whenever his character is excited.
Oh yeah, he goes. Ooh.
He like literally like he's sitting like a grandpa on like in that chair where it's like backwards, and he like lifts up the chair and himself off of the floor because he's so excited that Finn is back. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like not that serious.
I'm down.
Okay, please.
It's not that exciting.
Finn's like, maybe I shouldn't
I
come
was like,
back.
oh god.
I could go back.
Yeah. God.
Oh my god.
But yeah. No,
Yeah.
like he like by season 5, he is fully like crawling on the ceilings. He's just doing
Singing songs when Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Well, if that happens, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That should have been their next musical, not Grease.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Turn Off the
For
Dark.
sure.
So where are we? Yeah, so then Marley, so they do this meeting and then they come back and Will is mad at them. He's like, how dare you go behind my back? You need to quit it with the boob thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, we all know you don't have a twin brother. Stop it. Blaine, I'm disappointed in you that you like went behind my back.
Yeah, basically like, disobeying him as if like he's like giving them direct orders, but like his job is to support them, not necessarily to be like, these are the songs we're doing. Like, I don't know. He's just an asshole.
Yeah, he's such a jerk. And at least he realizes it this episode.
Yeah.
So then Marley brings them all to the choir room. And she's like, you know, I've worked on these original songs, and I quote, they're not bad Taylor Swift boyfriend drama. How fucking dare you, Marley? How fucking dare you say
Shut
that?
the fuck up, Marley.
And give us this trash song?
This is 2013, and Taylor Swift was just the butt of everyone's jokes.
Yeah.
And
She had just released Red, probably,
and
in 2013.
Yeah.
And then to Cullen's point, then she, like, they're standing on the piano. Brad's there. Poor Brad has to play this stupid ass song. And it's like, I said it was sort of like the intro song to a terrible sitcom. It kind of reminded me of like
From the 70s?
Yes, like that's what it reminded me of. It was like, friends are there for you, like whatever.
Literally.
So the thing about this song is that every other time that Glee does an original song, it is a Glee original song. This song is not a Glee original song. The writers of Avenue Q wrote this, but then Marley sort of like took over and was like, I threw this together, and it just like...
Wait, is it from Avenue Q?
It's not from Avenue Q, but like it's like the Glee writers, whatever, song producers, whatever, they do like Hell to the No, Loser Like Me, all these other things. It just feels weird to like outsource to do this one song.
So wait, the same people that wrote Let It Go wrote this song?
Oh, wait, is Avenue Q?
The Lopez's?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yes,
I didn't they wrote Avenue Q too. How is that possible? That's amazing.
Well, because it's the 4th season of Glee, and they're like, we're going to get paid for this, but we don't want to put that much time and effort into it. So
yeah,
you got to prioritize.
Yeah,
it's true.
You have friends. Yeah.
Perfect. That's it.
And so then did the same people write the other song? Because there's very simple lyrics, sort of a similar pattern. They sound
Outcast is a Glee original song that is like tried and true. Yeah.
Outcast.
So bad. They're both so bad. And Nick is like, this is making me cry. And Blaine is like, oh my God, like, we need to tell everyone about this.
And I'm like, did you just hear what I just heard? Because that's for someone who did Taylor Swift, who sang All Too Well about bad boyfriend drum with Jake Gyllenhaal, and then sing this random song about you'll have friends someday.
Yeah, you have more friends than you know. It's like, that's not logical. That doesn't make any sense.
If I don't know they're my friend, like, I'm not getting anything from this friendship.
It's giving a lot like Camp Rock when like Demi Lovato is like, she's really good.
She's really good.
That was a crazy impression also. That was really good.
Shout out to the podcast Judging by the Title, where I appear with Eliza Halpern to discuss the movie Camp Rock.
Yes. But she's also like, I have other songs if you want to like hear those first. And Blaine's like, I've heard enough. I think you're amazing. And I'm like, Blaine, even if you thought this was good, you should probably look at the rest of it.
This is the worst decision since cheating on Kurt with someone whose profile picture was a light.
Agreed.
Yeah, this is so bad.
So yeah, the song sucks,
but Sam's nipples are fully erect.
They're very horrendous. His nipples are aroused by Marley's music.
Yeah.
Sam, why can I see your nipples? Sorry, it was just reliving nationals.
That was a good weekend for Sam.
And Mr. Shu. I think something went on.
So then Mr. Shu apologizes, for being a jerk, and because Marley's like, I'm sort of ready to just sing the dream songs, and he's like, no, Marley, why don't you show us one of your original songs?
Mm-hmm. Right, because he was lurking while they were singing at the piano.
Everyone in Glee loves to lurk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kurt first, then everyone else. They love a lurk. And so then he feels bad. So he's like, yeah, sing one of your originals. So they get up there, they sing Outcast. This one is a little more, it's not as like, it's so weird that the Lopez's wrote More Friends Than You Know, because More Friends Than You Know is just so trash. Outcast is like trash, but in like, this would be in like a Disney Channel, like Descendants movie. But like, the
Lemonade
other one,
Mouth 2.
Yeah, the other one, I'm like, Camp Rock 45 would reject this song.
Yeah.
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 It was like, go ahead.
It's more Glee than the other one is. And that's probably because of who wrote it. Like, they've been working on the music for the show for a while, so they understand it. But it's garbage.
It was like a weird like rendition of like Loser Like Me almost. It was like, hey, we're just gonna Outcast. Like they looked up like loser in like a thesaurus, and they're like Outcast. Yeah.
Which
Outcast, but we have like more friends than we know, so I'm like stuck.
Yeah.
I'm rejecting me, but also everybody's accepting me. So I don't really know what to do.
Which, like, the Glee Club has not been publicly, like, even in season 3, they were, like, shadowing all the time. Where other than the first episode where, like, Unique and Marley got slushies, like, no one's slushing them, no one's bothering them. They're just, like, living their normal life. Everyone's buying their semi-nude underage boy calendars.
There's no sports teams harassing them at all.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Nene
there are
Leakes
3 cheerleaders.
Yeah. Yeah, talk about Nene Leakes too.
Oh, I keep forgetting. Oh my gosh, Coach Ross Washington.
Iconic
from North Korea.
Iconic first line, not the first line, but first scene. I can't sleep at night without hearing 2 gunshots. I love that line. I also love when Blaine is in her office later. Blaine hasn't done a cheer routine in his life, and she refers to it as handsome, fruity voodoo powers. That
makes him do
love
that doesn't involve blood.
Love that, and I also love Becky. Becky, if you listen to Gleek of the Week, you know that all we do is love Becky every single day of our lives. And this is an iconic Becky line. Mind your gay business, gay Blaine.
Gay Blaine.
And then she's just pushing things over.
Yeah.
She's just pushing things. Amazing.
A menace, the McKinley Halls. Wait, but no, I loved the Nene Leakes line right at the beginning in her first scene when she says that she's in conversations with Oprah about getting a Cheerios network. And I'm like, oh my God, say less. I want to watch that.
I need it.
I need that.
Yeah, so Nene Leakes comes in. I'm the new cheer coach. Sue got fired, and I don't know why everyone's freaking out about this dumb gun thing. And they're like, it was traumatizing. That's where she's like, I'm a child of the ghetto. I can't sleep at night if I haven't heard 2 gunshots. And she's just, so she's back. And then she brings in Blaine and Becky, and she's like, I understand why adult baby Robin is here, because Sue Sylvester is as old as the hills. And when she gave birth to her fully grown baby with Down syndrome, she was so proud of this miracle she wanted to show her off to the school.
Wait, do you know this all from memory? Because it doesn't look like you're reading off anything.
No, I just...
It's very impressive.
Head empty, only Glee. Only Glee up in here.
There's so many times where I'm like, oh, this is such a hard conversation. Why aren't we talking about Glee? That's what I know. And then she's like, but I don't understand why you're here, Fruity Fonzie. You haven't done a cheer routine in your life. And I'm like, valid. We have never seen Blaine do a cheer routine.
I want to see Darren Criss do a backflip, bitch.
Bitch.
And and she's like, you must have put a hex on Coach Ross Washington with your fruity voodoo powers, which is kind of funny because he did join the Cheerios to take Sue down, but then Sue took down herself, so that storyline means nothing.
That's what I was like. So he was in cahoots with Sam to bring her down, and then I was like, did he give Becky the gun? Like, what is going on?
I want to see if Sam and Blaine doing like, let us put their sip as a board, or like trying to do some weird voodoo on Sue. So she makes him take a blood oath, and I do love the way Becky's like, what, a blood oath? And they like have to say like, I, Fruity Fonzie, and adult baby Robin will vow to never put a hex on Coach Ross Washington. Calling her to get real clumsy, bring her to school and get real clumsy, so she drops it twice.
Yeah, because she basically goes through what Sue said happened like 3 times. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't believe any of this bullshit, essentially. Mm-hmm. So like, I was like, is she going to try to like out and try to figure out what was happening? Or does she actually genuinely think that there was a hex? Like, I can't tell because it's Glee.
And then like Blaine was curious as well of like Becky's response, which I'm like, I don't think that you have enough here, Blaine, for this like to actually be an argument. And He should mind his gay business, Gabeland.
He really does. Because that's a really good point. I also thought it was like, she could have just been trying to defend Sue in general. Like,
Exactly.
Jump into
only
conclusions
advocate at that school. And now she was super troubled last episode. She brought a gun to school, and now she's there and she has no support, and she needs someone to be watching out for her. So I guess it's a good thing that Blaine is like picking up on something, but also he does need to mind his gay business.
Yeah. And that xylophone needs to mind its own business. That xylophone out of Tumblr.
He needs to mind his own xylophone business.
So those are really all the storylines.
Oh my gosh, did we get to the end?
Yeah, there's a lot happening this episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
A lot of random stuff that doesn't really go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rachel's thing obviously was about dreams. Marley's thing was about dreams. I guess Finn's thing was about
his teaching dream. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shu dreams of Finn being in his life, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it like loosely ties together with the theme. Still super disappointed they did not do the Eurythmics, so.
Yeah. So that brings us to Tina time.
I think Tina had yes, 3. No, she had 3.
She had 3
She had 3. I counted more lines than Cullen this week.
She said something to Brittany about MIT.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I remember.
I don't remember
She
what
said
the
something
lines
about
were. I just
steampunk.
remember counting 3.
And then
yeah.
Will came in and was like, looking good, Unique, looking good, you too, Tina. And I'm like, don't tell teenagers they're looking
Don't
good.
tell the
Don't say
they're looking good at all. Especially after you told one of them to stop with the boob.
Yeah. Stop the boob thing.
I want to say that to people, even if they're not that stop with the boob thing.
So then, so that brings us to MVPs and LVPs. So I'll start with you, Andrew. Who's your least valuable player?
I don't know. I struggled with this because I feel like there's like a lot of characters that are in the running for this category. Least valuable character, I guess it has to be Mr. Schuster. He's a dick through and through. He comes in, the boob thing, just like the boob thing, like literally just like being a menace, absolutely, to the choir room. Yep.
Yeah.
Allison, who is your LVP?
I'm gonna say, can I say the Frat Brothers?
Yeah.
You could honestly pick a piece of clothing or food.
Yeah, we've had Kurt's sweater. We've had a piece of pizza.
Okay. Then I would say the third judge of Rachel's audition, the one that doesn't speak. Doing the least.
Yeah.
But still gets name creds on the opening credits.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had like 5 people I could pick. But it was a tie between Shu for being a Grinch and then Kitty for referring to Jake as an octoroon. I can't believe that happened.
Insane.
Yeah.
I'm going with, and this is a little bit harsh, I'm going with Child Rachel.
Okay.
She was very bland.
She was bland. She had no emotion. Like, what is Glee trying to tell us? That she grew up as a psychopath? Like, what's happening here?
Maybe.
It didn't give us anything. Didn't give us anything to add to the story.
The movie that inspired basically her life's path. And she was so bored.
Yep.
I am going with Marley.
Oh.
For dissing Taylor Swift. B, for writing that trash song. I remember being like, I was literally listening to music and I was like, oh yeah, Marley wrote some original songs and I know some of them and I kind of like them. I'm gonna listen to one. I don't remember what More Friends Than You Know sounds like. I couldn't make it through. I was like, oh, I hate this.
Yeah. I wanted to fast forward through both of those numbers, but I stuck it out. I don't know why.
You're a trooper.
I was like, maybe it's gonna get better.
No.
Magic courage. Mm-hmm.
No.
Keep that optimism, Hannah.
This is rare for me.
Yeah, that's some Cullen shit right there.
Yeah.
So Andrew, who is your MVP, your favorite character?
My MVP for this character is very obvious. It is, I think, in the running for best character on Glee, Evan Evans. I think somehow he is just a perfect character. He exemplifies a lot of perfect qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention he's somehow much hotter than Sam.
Right.
The tie sweater and the glasses.
Yeah. And I just love it. I wish that we saw more of Evan. I love Evan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My MVP, who's my MVP? I'm gonna say my MVP is the judge of Rachel's audition that did speak up and asked if she was okay. Because that was brave. And I'm sure at a cattle call you get some weirdos. But he was like, you know what? I've seen a lot of weirdos. You're the one I want to make sure and check in on. I appreciate that.
I went with Tina for trying steampunk as a new look. I'm happy for her. You know?
I am going with it is a tie. It's a tie for me between Kurt and the cookies that Kurt made.
How did I guess you were gonna say the cookies?
Honestly, no, you're right. Like Kurt, I forgot to say that. Like Kurt was a really nice friend. Like
he wasn't. He made
cookies.
the cookies, but the cookies just look so good, and I can't decide if the cookies win it or if Kurt wins it for making the cookies.
Both.
Kurt
It's rough.
actually made those cookies. A prop person did.
Yeah, but not in the world of the show.
True, but he also could have just been heating them up that they bought from the grocery store.
Hey.
Pillsbury.
Let's leave the Gleeniverse alone. Let's let the Gleeniverse speak for itself. Those were freshly baked Kurt goddamn Hummel cookies.
Yeah.
Filled with lurking magic.
Knowing Kurt Hummel, he made those from scratch. He went down to the fucking bodega and got fresh flour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Finn because I enjoyed this as his last episode. I didn't enjoy the bikini top thing, but that just ties into the way Glee views men and straight men in general. Problematic.
As perverts.
Yeah. But besides that, Finn had good growth and I'm going to miss him. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, I can't believe this is actually his last episode. Great.
Sad.
So let's talk about music.
Oh boy.
We had Fight for Your Right to Party, Don't Stop Believing, More Friends Than You Know, Outcast, and Next to Me. Am I missing one?
Oh, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So
oh my
Andrew,
God. Oh, it scared me.
This has happened before, or like my boyfriend has like opened the door behind me and Cullen thought I was about to be murdered.
I feel like it's like almost obvious. I mean, I would be surprised if it's not unanimous, but whatever. Have your opinions. Worst song of the episode is Fight for Your Right. Best song is Next to Me. Correct?
Best song is Next to Me. Worst song is More Friends Than You Know.
yes.
Okay.
I could not pick between the Marley songs, so I put both of them. I wrote, oh my God, so cringe Marley. That's all I wrote. I actually found I put Rachel's Journey because I literally could not remember what the song was called at that point. But it also makes sense. She's having a journey on stage. I made that my best just because it was the one I could stand listening to.
Don't Stop Believing was my favorite too.
I can't deal with this next to me slander.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are you, Alyssa?
I didn't like any of them. I'm going to say I liked Next to Me the most, or maybe disliked it the least. And then the one that I hated the most was definitely Fight for Your Right.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Totally.
No, this is gross. You.
Yeah. So that's our songs. So Gleek of the Week. Where can we find you on social media?
Oh my gosh. Well, you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Gleek of the Week Pod on both platforms. And you can check out episodes of our podcasts on Apple Podcasts and Spotify just by searching Gleek of the Week. And we should pop up. I hope so.
I think
you do. I've searched you. You come up.
So you can find Gleeboot on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We are at Gleeboot Pod. And then also on Tumblr, we are gleebootpod.tumblr.com.
You can find my soon to no longer be defunct YouTube channel.
Yay!
I'm doing a video about Adele rejecting Peppa Pig's collab offer.
Mm-hmm.
Your Adele impression is spot on. I listened to it the other day when I was editing last week's episode.
Thank you. So you can follow me on YouTube at your boy Ryan and on Instagram and TikTok at your boy Ryan99.
And you can follow me on Instagram at a.m.swearingen.
Yes. So we will be appearing at some point on Gleek of the Week. So check out our episode and check out their other episodes. I am so excited. I hope I get a really bad song.
There's a lot. Yeah. If this episode is any consolation, there is a lot of bad songs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But thank you guys for coming on. I was looking forward to this and it was so much fun.
Thank you for having us.
This was so much fun.
Yay.
I love it.
So yeah, tune in next week for, I think it's the acoustic themed episode called Lights Out.
Oh boy.
Is it not regional yet? Is this season not over yet?
2 more, baby. 2 more.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. I think I can do it.
All right. See you next week, listeners.
Bye.
Bye.
Gleeboot.